Okay, so for our leaf landscape painting project, remember you guys have two options here of how you could choose to use your leaf as the inspirational start for your paintings, okay? You could choose to pick up a watercolor paper and simply trace the leaf that you have chosen, okay? So that's what I will be showing you right now. You could also choose to paint directly on the leaf, which is another fun option if you're interested in working with the textures of the leaf. That might be a fun thing for you to try. I will show that in this video as well. Okay, so I just have centered my leaf onto my paper, making sure it's as close to center as I can get. And I'm just kind of making a gentle, loose tracing around the shape of the leaf. I'm going to go ahead and include the stem in there as well, just because I think it's kind of interesting. Okay, so this would be your first option. The other option would be that you can use the leaf itself as your canvas, okay? So if you choose to do that, you will need to kind of split this up into 2 days. You will get a page protector with some plastic, you will get your leaf, and you will pick up some Mod Podge. So this is option 2. I'm painting directly on the canvas. Option 1 was you're painting on the paper using the leaf as your shape, okay? You are going to want to flip over whatever side of the leaf you want to paint on. I personally enjoy the side that has the veins. There's just the most interesting texture there. So you're just going to simply coat the leaf with a thin, even coat of Mod Podge. Please don't pile it on there because that will just kind of warp the shape of your leaf. And I'm going to make sure to work that Mod Podge all the way to the edges. The Mod Podge here is going to help preserve the leaf and also strengthen it for you to paint on, okay? So if this is the choice that you make, you will have to let this dry until you move on to your next step, okay? And you can put it on the drying rack. If you have chosen painting directly onto the paper using the leaf shape, I'm going to show that one now. So with this landscape, we are just going to do a simple tint, which is a tint is anytime you mix a color with white. Okay, we will be working with color theory ahead here in our next few lessons. So I have chosen blue and I have white, and then I will be using complementary colors of orange and yellow for the leaves. Okay, so basic components of a landscape. We have always in a landscape, we have the horizon, okay? So the horizon is simply where the land and the sky meet, and usually we talk about it as a horizon line. We have the sky above that line, and then we have the ground. Okay, so to start our landscapes off, we are going to create a horizon line. Okay, so you're just going to divide up your shape with a horizontal line. Try to divide it as evenly as you can. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is work with a tint. So I'm going to be picking up our basic red-handled brush today. And we are going to be using just blue and white to start. Okay, so if you are prepping your canvas, go ahead and get just blue and white. This is probably as far as you will get today. And what I'm going to do is mix up a few values of blue. Okay. And what I'm going to be demoing to you in this video is just a quick little landscape, little walking down a path type of a little landscape here, okay? So now you can either work from the lighter value to the darker value, or you could work from the darker value to the lighter value. So that would mean I'd pick with my dark blue, then I go to light blue, and then I go to white, or I can go the opposite, start with white, light, dark, okay? Either one is just fine. I'm going to start with this dark blue. And I'm going to paint this right along my horizon line that I've just painted. I'm not overly concerned about how well I stay in the leaf shape. That's up to you. If you really want to stay super tightly in the leaf shape, you could tape it off, but I am not too worried about that, okay? So I have chosen that I'm going to be going from dark to light. Okay, so as I'm applying my lighter blue to this canvas now, I am keeping my brush strokes move horizontally, okay? When you are painting, the direction of your brush strokes does make a difference. It will create an effect, okay? So I had my darker blue, and now I'm working up this lighter blue, and I'm finally going to work in some white at the tips of the leaves here. Okay. Another option, if you feel like you really wanted to have crisp edges, is you could simply cut the leaf out once you're finished and the paint is dry. That would also be an option if you really want those perfect edges. I'm just using them as a simple guide. Okay. Okay, so this is really a wet into wet process here so far. I have wet paint and I am working it up into the shape. I'm going to take a little bit of this white and just kind of place it into my light blue, just for a little bit maybe of some clouds kind of a feeling. Okay, so now I'm going to do the opposite on the bottom part of my leaf. So that means if I started with my dark blue and went to light, I'm going to now start with my light blue and go to dark. Okay, and the reason for that is just because you want to be able to see that horizon line, and since we are working with a monochromatic or one color mixed with white, okay, you want to make sure that we can tell where your horizon line is. Okay, so I'm going to mix up a super light blue here, and here's where my horizon line is, and I'm now going to place this lighter blue on the opposite side of my horizon line. Okay, so again, you're just going opposite. If you started with dark blue, now on the bottom side of your leaf, you're going to start with the light blue. Okay? And again, you are free to follow this exactly. You are free to kind of like, you know, if you have an idea that you think will work that I haven't shown you, you know, that's fine as well. Just kind of take it one step at a time. So this is the wet into wet technique. So I started with that light blue and now I'm working in this darker blue. Okay? And I'm going to keep it horizontal. All right, so we have a nice little bit of atmosphere. So this would be the end of day one.